Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. This is your latest transfer news as things hot up with 48 hours, just over 48 hours to go in this summer transfer window. And we're going to start off with Chelsea, but we will be revisiting Liverpool, who are very close to securing Chiesa. Personal terms done, according to Fabrizio Romano. We've got some other bits for you as well. Who is going to make some late moves in this window? Well, Chelsea are certainly going to go for a striker. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because we've done plenty of watch-alongs on this channel together, watching Chelsea. I've never been a big fan of Nicholas Jackson, and some Chelsea fans seem to think he's the solution. He isn't the solution. The solution is to go and get somebody better than that. And it looks like Chelsea, after 2 years, are finally going to go and do the thing I think most of you would have done in the first 2 minutes. Buy a top-class striker. Now, Osimhen talks continue, but Ivan Toney to Chelsea is now a real possibility. His deal to Saudi Arabia was expected to get signed off on Monday, around £400,000 a week. He is now not signing that deal, waiting to see if the possibility of staying in the Premier League is still an option. And Chelsea are certainly hot on that. Chelsea playing the field a little bit here, talks with Osimhen, but also Toney as well. We're hearing Osimhen would be the priority, but Ivan Toney could be the more viable deal to do, and that Chelsea will get one of those deals done. Which one would you prefer? I think, personally, I would never say that Osimhen's not better than Toney. I mean, that would just be crazy to everything I've said and stood for over the last few years, whether he's been linked to Man United or wherever. I think Osimhen has gone a little bit underrated in the last 12 months. Obviously, the season before, when he won the league with Napoli, he was considered one of the best strikers in the world. Last season didn't go that well, and he's sort of been forgotten. Still mid-20s, still lots of prime years to come. Right club, right system, I think right attitude. He would be a very, very good striker in the Premier League, and I think he fits the Premier League like a glove. Interesting thing is, if Osimhen doesn't go to Chelsea, he could end up in Saudi as well. So it's almost a case of the lost striker. And with respect to Saudi, look, they're trying to build something, but it ain't even the Eredivisie. Like, it's a league that's trying to build something, and I understand why some players go there, but you're not playing in the Champions League, you're not playing in the Premier League. It's a loss to the highest end of football, of course, but individuals make choices that they want to make, and you can't knock the Saudi league for trying to build something. If I was a Chelsea fan, I think Osimhen's the striker that you would want, but, and there is a big but here, if Chelsea get Ivan Toney, it's an upgrade on where they are today. If they get Osimhen, I believe it almost completes Chelsea's vision, and it's just down to getting the right synergy, chemistry to climb the league, because they've been underachieving for a while now. And I think this almost becomes the final piece. So if they get Osimhen, I think that's the better option, and they're sorted. But if Osimhen doesn't happen for whatever reason, I think Ivan Toney is very interesting as well. And I don't know what the financials are on either. I think Toney and fees to Brentford and Napoli, maybe it's slightly cheaper, Brentford. Wages, well, probably going to be around the sort of same, aren't they? So it's one of those. It almost is, let's go for Osimhen. If it doesn't work out, let's get Toney. But as long as they get one of them, and Osimhen, I would say, is the better option, Ivan Toney in a Chelsea shirt. Look at what he's done in a Brentford shirt. He will score goals. He will score a lot of goals, and he will be a very good signing. So let's see how that's going to pan out. But look, I don't see a downside for Chelsea on either of those, really. It's just about preference and, Osimhen being slightly better than Toney. But Toney is Premier League proven. He ain't going to be bad, is he? Also, Fabrizio has reported in the last few minutes that the agreement between Chiesa and Liverpool on personal terms is almost done. Final details being sorted today. So it looks like that deal is going to happen. And, what looked like a speculative deal that Liverpool were probably looking at is now looking like something that Liverpool really, really want to do. And I think if you're a Liverpool fan, that's very, very exciting, because there's no questioning Chiesa's quality. Look, honestly, read some of the chat yesterday. there is no doubt that there is an issue with Chiesa. Some people feel that he's never been quite the same since a previous bad injury. Some people he's fallen off and he'll never get back. Look, if you want to go to one club and see if he can get back, it's Liverpool, it's Man City, it's Arsenal, these clubs that have got lots of good players who play a very intense system. And if you're not good enough, you're not going to make it. So it's a challenge for Chiesa, and it's certainly one that Liverpool feel that there's something in. It strengthens Liverpool. It probably doesn't strengthen Liverpool in the area I think they need to be strengthened in. I mean, I think if you offered up Zubimendi or Chiesa to any Liverpool fan, they would take Zubimendi every single time. But that deal obviously fell through. They've looked at something else in a different area, and they feel that Chiesa is that guy. I mean, the pressure's not massively there because his best position's right wing, and that's where Mo Salah plays, who's the best right winger in the league. So he will come in as a sort of low risk signing, I suppose. Juventus just want rid. There's not a lot of options out there, and Liverpool therefore will not be paying 60-70 million pounds. They'll be paying next to nothing, and comparative to some of the deals that other clubs are doing, like Chelsea are trying to do with Toney and Osimhen, there's a lot of money involved in that. There's a big transfer fee going to Brentford or to Chelsea or to Napoli, and there's a big wage as well. And there's a big expectation because they are coming in to score the goals, whereas Chiesa coming into Liverpool, financially, it's not a massive burden. And the expectation isn't that he's not going in there to make them win the league. He's not even going in there to probably start. He's going in there to give what all the top teams need, which is squad depth. So look, I think it's an interesting one. It'd be very interesting to see how he how he pans out. In other news, we're looking at quite an interesting next couple of days. There's some odd stuff being thrown around there. I mentioned this on the United Stand this morning. Calvert-Lewin being linked to Manchester United, but also to Newcastle. I don't get the attraction. I don't know why he gets linked to clubs like Newcastle and Manchester United. I genuinely think he should be playing for someone. Well, I don't want to be disrespectful to Bournemouth, but that's the sort of deal I thought Calvert-Lewin might be looking at. Certainly not clubs of Man United and Newcastle's ambition, but maybe I'm missing something there. There is also, obviously, the consideration that, I suppose, will we see anything that's just majorly shocking in the next few days? And I don't think you're not. I honestly don't think you will. I think beyond these Chiesa and whatever Chelsea decide to do with their striker, I don't think Man City or Arsenal or any other club are going to swoop in and do something incredible. I mean, I suppose I don't really know what's happening with Newcastle and Guehi. I think that seems to have gone quite quiet. Maybe that's just not going to happen now. But certainly, as I said yesterday, it's not been the transfer window I thought it was going to be. But I think certain clubs are realising that this window is about to slam shut, and they want to make a couple of moves before it closes. And surprise, surprise, it normally involves Chelsea. But get your comments in, Osimhen or Toney. I've heard people say Toney, and I sort of get it. And Chiesa to Liverpool is going to happen. It's not just speculation. Take care, everyone. Smash a like, get your comments in and subscribe, and I'll speak to you on the next one.